Hi legends, very exciting news for Diablo Immortal players because we have a new patch coming with a new 5-star and I'm going to share with you all the single details. But not only that, there are very unexpected changes that are coming into the game that actually caught me out of surprise. Massive changes on the Shadow faction, massive changes also on the cycle of Strife, and I think you're actually going to be surprised that we're going to be able to do some custom PvP lobbies. So before we go into all the information, do me a small favor, drop the like and subscribe button because it tells me and my wife that analytically you guys are enjoying the content and you want to see more Diablo news. So let's go here into the news because these are massive. Starting with new quest, we're gonna pretty much be hunting down Albert, which is coming into the Shadow Wilds, and together with this Shadowborn's power, it is literally just infecting the core of the map. Everything is becoming all reddish and is becoming like quite cool, like whenever you look at this. So pretty much I think we're gonna have a mission that we're just gonna have to go here inside, and then hopefully we're gonna be able to start beating a few generals. And I think by the end of the year, like the same way as we had last year, we had that major fight with Diablo. Now is gonna be the final boss, gonna be Albert, and I think that's where the quest is leading it. The new zone, it is also coming with a new bounty quest, but also is gonna come with some new zone event. I feel like I've been playing other games, and those games, they do very good job at, for example, like world activities where you see all the players coming together, and it just feels good, man. It feels like you are playing a game that actually has players playing with you. And Diablo Immortal already did a good job in the beginning of the game where you had the caravan, then you had all the other world bosses events, but the reality is like now they are pretty useless, and I hope that in the future they can actually revamp and make them like a challenge world boss or something like that, that you can actually feel excited to go and kill it, or at least do the weekly event so you can get your rewards. I feel like it is very important for the community aspect. Then we also gonna have here a small city where you can see the Harvest Festival. Then we have new monsters that they are coming into the game, which they are looking kind of badass, especially like this one. I think like it's one of the coolest designs. I know, like, after all, like, we're just gonna go and cross with them and one-shot them, but it is still fine and nice as a designer to see that they are improving. So let's go here into the cycle of Strife change, because these are massive changes. So now the clans, we're gonna be able to change their emblem, and you're gonna also be able to have a banner so you can flex it on your Shadow Ward. Another long-awaited changes that I heard you guys, especially clan officers and leaders, you've been asking for better management tools. So here they are. Hopefully we're gonna see more details about it, if it's actually gonna fix a lot of you guys' problems. Assembly now is gonna be faster, thank God. I just hope that they also expand the time zones, so sometimes like if you are not around at lunchtime or like at dinner time, at least make it like a bit more wide during the daytime. But I understand they are trying to again keep the community together, so it's kind of cool whenever you see everyone around together in the assembly hall. But at the same time, I would like to have a bit more convenience, so they are adding and they are making it faster. So let's see about it. Another aspect is gonna also be improved. It is raid to the vault, and this one is something that personally after like I'm done like with the weekly vault runs, usually I am just done because there's just no incentive for me to keep going. Even as an immortal, like I don't really care much about like defending the vault and all this stuff without getting a proper reward. Another thing which is also very surprising, it is that we're gonna have a new boss challenge. So I think this is gonna be mainly for the shadows, where you're gonna be able to boost your shadows activity. We have to see if it's gonna be a daily boss, a weekly boss, or something that you can just do it on the side as an optional, maybe as a catch-up mechanic system. Regardless, good changes here on the Strife of the cycle. I see that they are putting actually a lot of efforts, and here this is actually massive changes when it comes to the Shadows faction, because first you're gonna be able to have a new Shadow Ward matchmaking system. We all know that pretty much Shadow Ward right now, it is a mess. It is pretty much, or you go there and you have almost no members to play against, or it is rare that you're gonna have a proper fight. So they are changing the system and the matchmaking system to make it sure that you know, the stronger clans, they will start fighting with each other. And even here, as a lower bracket, whenever the free-to-play players or low spenders are enjoying or starting the game, they will still be able to have some competitive fight without every time that they go into Shadow Wars, they're just gonna get demolished by the top clans. So, very excited for that. Hopefully, they're gonna be able to find a proper system for this. We're also gonna have a new Shadow Cloak. This is actually awesome. I never actually expected something like this to actually happen, but it is godly. It looks actually extremely good. Probably even better than the Immortal Cloak with some cosmetics. And I'm gonna be honest, if you go here inside the game, I am just not a big fan of like this orange cloak. So I'm gonna have, I think, this one. I'm just not a huge fan. I just don't think like it looks like great in with the many cosmetics. And most of the times I don't even use them whenever I'm playing as a Shadow. Obviously here, these ones, yeah, the golden ones obviously look badass, but they have like so many requirements. It's just like 63 weeks, 8 blast rains, man. Like it's insane. Like you need to play this for the multiple years to even be able to accomplish this. And most players, they are actually never gonna be able to get even the normal cloaks. So good stuff. I'm like this because this is gonna be a change that's gonna impact the majority of the players in Diablo Immortal. Then we're gonna have here new shadow contracts, which they said that they're gonna make the shadow contracts, you know, more streamlined, faster. And this was the part that I actually were a bit confused, because in reality, who the hell does shadow contracts right now? Like, all you do, honestly, you just go here with your pets, you send the familiar expeditions, and that's how you actually gonna be able to do your shadow contracts in the fastest way. There is actually no reason for you to nowadays to do shadow contracts. So you go here, you have familiar expedition, and right now, because I am an immortal, I don't have it, but you have here this option that you can just send your pets and they're gonna be able to do it for you. So yeah, it was a bit confusing, this part, but well, if they're trying to make it better and more streamlined for players, still a good thing. Then we're gonna have here massive changes on the Warband. I feel like the Warband, it is probably one of the best features inside Diablo Immortal. It is the thing that really creates like those small groups, you know, your tied up group that you can actually play and have friends, right? Like I used to play a lot like with my Warband in my daily activities, and it was always really fun. And it was the thing that in the beginning of the game, it actually made me stay in the game for longer. And if you don't have a Warband, please try to have it, because it actually can be game changing. But they are making huge changes. First, they are adding the Warband Remnants drop to the Eliqueni bosses. So do you know that most of the activities is that you on Monday or on Thursday, you're gonna get together with your Warband, you go and get like their demonic remains, their legendary gear, and now also this ancient artifact. But they are adding even more things to the list, which is gonna be these Warband Remnants. So if you guys don't know what the Warband Remnants are, pretty much when you go here into your Warband room, there are these Remnants, and these Remnants is gonna be, for example, one of the most important ones. It is the shepherds, can increase your size, which is going to increase your movement speed. On the attacker, you'll have, for example, manifest carnage. It's going to increase your critical hit damage. This one is going to increase your damage overall. You have the Brutus, which also is going to stack and give you 10% more damage. So there's a lot of like these Remnants, which are gonna be very important pretty much for you to do a lot of damage. But the way you actually had to do it was you had to go to the Purge of the Deeps and spam it, which was very, very boring in my opinion. Pretty much almost no one actually does that, especially if your Warband already have like some decent Remnants, like for example mine. So big change, big clap, big quality of life changes. The other thing they're gonna do, they are actually gonna remove these Warband rooms, and honestly I really like these Warband rooms, but the thing that annoyed me the most was actually every time I want to do PvP, I'm gonna change to Protector. Every time I'm gonna do PvE, I wanna change to Attacker, and that actually gets like this micromanage a bit boring. So I am glad that they are taking it off out of the game and streamlining it in a way that probably, you know, gonna be able to just select the Remnants that you want, and they are gonna be always equipped. And one thing that I'm curious is, are they actually gonna be able to let us mix and match these Remnants? Because imagine if you could actually have, you know, some Remnants of your attacker room together with the Protector, and it could have like the Shepherd's Burden together with the Manifest Fierce Carnage, Triforce, and also the Brutus. And like that, you will have like a massive warp Remnant set, which will allow you to do not only a lot of damage, but also have that movement speed increase, so it speeds it up like your PvP. I think that will be absolutely fantastic. So I'm really excited for these Warband changes because these actually make a lot of difference on the DPS or the survivability of your character. Now let's talk about the new 5-star, because I know many of you guys want to hear about it, which is called the Hunted Coil. It is the new 5-star, and what it does is that whenever you're gonna deal damage, you have a chance to hunt your enemy down for 6 seconds. That's pretty much, this means like it's gonna be a buff gem, which can also be increased. The hunting an enemy while you are in an offensive stance is gonna increase the damage that they're gonna take from you, and if you are in your defensive stance, then you're actually gonna be able to reduce the damage that they take from you. So this is a mix and match between offensive and defensive gems, and additionally they are gonna unleash these blasts every 2 seconds, so it's pretty much gonna be an AoE ability that is gonna keep decreasing the damage that they do, especially to the same target, and it's gonna have 20 seconds cooldown. So basically, in the nutshell, it is gonna be a buff gems that with the beneficial effect, you can extend the 6 seconds to, 10, 11, 12 seconds. Then on the offensive gem, I put it here that probably is gonna be if you are above 50% health, you're gonna have the increased damage, and if you are below the 50% health, you're gonna have the damage reduction. We still don't have like confirmation of this, but based on the Crimson Bahility, the way it works, it seems like it's gonna be this way. The area of effect is gonna be decreased every hit that they take, and also the 20 seconds cooldown, which is pretty much standard when it comes to this 5-star. So basically, this is gonna be an insane 5-star gem. If you already thought that the Crimson Bahility was a great gem, not only for PvE, but also for PvP, well, this is basically the Crimson Bahility on steroids. And now for the new 2-star that is coming into the game, it is called Fading Nostrum, which is whenever you're gonna take damage, you get warded with a 6 seconds buff that can be increased, once again, with the beneficial effect duration, and it's gonna reduce the damage that you take from continual damage effects, so mainly only damage over time, so for example, poison, burning, and all this bad stuff, and also it's gonna increase the chance of you blocking the projectiles, for example, against Demon Hunter, and cannot occur more often than every 20 seconds, so the normal 20 seconds cooldown that all these gems have. Mainly, it is gonna be a defensive gem. If you are a tank, probably you're actually gonna be happy about it. We are having like quite a bit of like 1 and 2 stars that are coming into the game that seems like quite interesting, the same as this new 1-star that is also coming, which is called the Mountain Toe, which is 1-star, which mainly is gonna increase your critical resistance, which is something that we still did not have inside the game, so that can actually be exciting, and the critical hit damage that you're gonna take is gonna be reduced. So these are the new gems that we're gonna have into the game, so let's see what it's gonna be. I just think like the 5-star, it is definitely looking like a 5-star, and the rest, it is kind of okay unless you are just planning to play as a big tank. Now the other feature that actually absolutely got me caught off surprise is that now we're gonna be able to have these war games, which is PvP custom lobbies that you can go together with your friends or your clan mates, and you can just go and face each other. So you're gonna be able to select between 2 maps, the Destruction Call and also the Tower War, and it can go up to 12 players depending on the map. So I will say that 12 is gonna be for the Destruction Call and 8 players is gonna be for the Tower War. There's also gonna be a spectator mode, so your clan mates or your community can actually see, and then you're also gonna be able to customize the rules that you can do for the match. I think like this is actually very exciting, and for me as a creator, I really hope that they can find a way to make these not only on your server but also like a cross server, even if it is like worldwide or between Europe at least. I think that would be really good for us to, for example, do the first Indez PvP tournament, and we're very excited to watch not only on the live stream, also your community can be part, and I think this is just a great thing that, because at the end of the day, Diablo Immortal at the end game, it is all about that PvP, and if you just do PvE, so you can get stronger to do PvP. So I'm very excited that they actually are putting more resources into it, but I don't think that's enough, because even if it's nice for us to have like good PvP features, we have the Unstoppable Bar, Diablo game, it is still a game that is mainly focused, and majority of the population focus also on PvE. So having new and challenging moments whenever you are playing PvE me is gonna be very important. So even though these were the great changes and unexpected changes, I hope to see more changes until the 25th, and especially I want to talk from an end game player perspective. So I love these changes, like these changes, they looks really good, but you know, a lot of these things are just, you know, new 5-star we already expected is gonna have. Then we're gonna have here, this is quality of life. They are pretty much like trying to fix the game. We're gonna have here, cool, like new cosmetics. It's gonna be really nice. You're gonna be able to change a banner, like new zones and all these things. These are pretty nice things to be added to the game. But my routine as the end game player, there is nothing new. Like I've been wanting to have, for example, a new dungeon. I've been wanting to have a new progression system that I just need more reasons for me to keep logging in for longer time in Diablo Immortal, because once I was actually done here together with my geared level 30, then my playtime has been decreased by a lot. The ancient gear, I think it was almost like a flop, because the gear isn't like the most exciting when it comes to the stats. Also, like, it's not like you can actually go and grind for it. You're just gonna be capped all the time, and I have like a big problem when it comes like to all these caps and things, because a Diablo game, maybe I'm spoiled that in Diablo 3, Diablo 2, Diablo 4, we are just be able to, if we want one set, you can set the time, you can grind for it, and you can actually get it and farm it over time. So I hope that Blizzard in the near future adds a bit more of these progression systems, that we're gonna be able to just spend more time in the game if we want to grind. This is obviously coming from a not very casual player, as you guys know, but I feel like many of these end game players, they will share this sentiment with me, because at this moment we just log in, we do 3 dungeons, we get our 12 normal gems, and that's pretty much about it. Maybe you can do like a few vaults, a few PvP, and then you were done. So guys, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. Don't forget to go and drop the like, subscribe to the channel, because it really means a lot to me, all the support that you guys are giving. Type cheese in the comments so I know that you guys are the legends, keep carrying the channel, and go watch this next video, because it will be a banger for you. Peace.